Quite often in the great debate community here on YouTube, the discussion centers around morality, secular versus Christian morality. What is morality? Can an atheist be moral? Is there anything moral about blindly following dictates if for no other reason than to avoid eternal punishment or to receive some divine reward? And one thing that's always frustrating to unbelievers is the degree to which Christians and other people think that atheists can't be moral. And I will say, as an atheist, some of the most moral people that I know are unbelievers, if for no other reason that they do the good thing for the virtue of the good thing itself. There's no pie in the sky awaiting, nor eternal damnation and hellfire awaiting them if they choose not to act morally. And some of the most moral people that I know are atheists. And Bill O'Reilly, the other night, wasted no time after the shooting of the reporter and her cameraman in Virginia, jumping on his bandwagon of blaming, well, he called it nihilism, but he really went on to basically paint all atheists with that brush, basically saying that the decline in spirituality in America has led to a culture of me, and that is what leads to these terrible tragedies, these terrible mass shootings or shootings. And first of all, it's kind of reprehensible, I think, to jump into a situation like that and right away use it to promote your sort of pet agenda, right? Without knowing all the facts. And he couldn't have possibly known all the facts, as we'll see in a moment. I just think that's a deplorable thing to do. And, again, he wasted no time in doing that. But he had, I think, a psychiatrist and a psychotherapist on to discuss this. And one of them was saying, yes, there is a therapeutic benefit to spirituality, that this helps. And the psychotherapist, was actually saying, no, if you have mental illness, mental illness does not know secular nor religious sort of boundaries or borders, right? That if a person is mentally ill, they're mentally ill, and they could equally commit these similar acts. And Bill O'Reilly basically said, and challenged her on this, and said, do you know of a single killer of these sort of, and of course, he's using a specific pool, the sensationalized killers over the last 10 or 20 years, do you know of any who didn't have a spiritual background behind them? That did have a spiritual background behind them, that were a Christian or whatever. And she sort of tried to explain to him again that it doesn't matter, that mental illness. And he said, again, asked her to clarify. Now, I would actually have some footage from Fox News having done this, but I see all of these videos being taken down lately and DMCA filings, and I'm not interested in playing that game with big corporate entity, regardless of whether I'm in the right or not. But he asked her again, very specifically, and I quote, can you point to one person who committed mass murder recently that had a religious background? You cannot. Well, again, this is an example of someone jumping onto a tragedy to make his ideological points so quickly so that he didn't know that this particular incident was one such example. If we are to believe the reports of the manifesto, the 23-some page manifesto that the killer left behind, which states that Jehovah instructed him to act on his plans. Oops. Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching.